I give you a hug again?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I just want to mention to everybody that Sam was running for the presidential nomination, and he has been just acting so humble, so honorable, and he has been just such a worker bee. You would never know that he was running for the nomination. And I would like to think that I'm that good of a person that I would have done so much work behind the scenes, but I don't know. But I just can't thank Sam enough. It's like I just can't say enough good words. So
Thank you, Joe. You're awesome.
So
You really
thank
are.
you.
You're worth it.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, the real head of the party, Joe Bishop Henchman, and I was just explaining to him how on a recent radio show they asked me about Joe Jorgensen, as head of the party, and my instinct was to be a real libertarian and to correct the fact and to say no, I'm not the head of the party. Actually, it's Joe, it's another Joe. But then I realized that nope, right now I'm the face, and I need to spend every spare minute talking about libertarian ideas and not get into a fight over who's the real head of the party. That is so libertarian. So, it's funny. I still, even though I have a moderate message to people, I can still act very much like a libertarian.
Well, it goes with the territory, I guess. Yeah, you're the face of the party, and a big face too on the side of the bus.
Yes. Oh my gosh. One day I was, with my husband, we were having dinner, and he gets a tweet, was it a tweet, I guess? And he says, okay, I know you didn't send this because you're sitting here across the table from me. It's like, yeah, oops, secret's out. So I met Harry Browns, and it's even spelled correctly. That's the crazy thing. And although he's not on camera, Joe Bishop Henchman was volunteer for the Brown Jorgensen campaign in '96. And of course he had to tell me how old he was at the time, which made me feel very old. So the campaign started off with a bang. We got up at the crack of dawn because we wanted to have as much time on the bus as possible, start as early as possible. So I went outside, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and to see if I could see my cat, to tell her goodbye. And I encountered a bat, literally. I think we surprised each other. And it's funny. The bat actually did kind of go for my neck, but I don't think he was trying to make me a vampire. But I did learn a couple years ago that you don't actually have to be bitten by a bat. You only have to touch a bat to possibly get rabies, whereas other animals you have to get bitten. So even though I had no obvious bite marks, when we got to Pittsburgh, the very first stop we made before going to see the bus, we were all set up to have me go see the bus. In fact, I could see the bus, I don't know, 100 yards maybe, 50 yards down the line. Yeah, I'm like 50 yards down. I could see the back of my bus. And instead of walking to my bus, I had to get into an Uber to go to the local hospital to get rabies shots. And I did find later, and they agreed with me, there was a scratch on my chin that looked like it might have been from the bat. So I got 5 shots, including one in the chin, where we think the bat got me. And so this is going to be kind of the, Batgirl campaign. I have to go get shots on 4 separate days. That was day 0. By the way, I don't understand medicine starting with day 0 instead of day 1. To me, that makes much more sense to start with day 1, but that's how they do it. So days 3, 7, and 14, I have to go get shots. And in fact, I think my last shots are on the last day of the tour. And I'm taking the instructions very seriously. The instructions basically say if you miss any shots, if you don't take them on time, you die. They didn't say it quite like that. they said that if you don't take the remaining shots on time, then the shots you've taken will do you no good. So that's kind of scary. So I thank you to both Seth and Jess, because now, in addition to scheduling campaign events and rallies and radio stations, now they're having to find hospitals along the way so I can get my rabies. And I've had a few people say, well, it seems like you're pretty calm. Well, I gotta admit, I wasn't so freaked out that I stayed at home and said, no, I'm going to the hospital now. I actually got on the plane and had a connecting flight, knowing that I needed to get to an emergency room. So campaign still came first, still got on the plane. However, yeah, it is a bit disconcerting to have an encounter with a bat. But my family is keeping me, they're looking at the bright side and they're cracking jokes. So when I told my husband, I texted him, hey, on the way to the hospital, had an encounter with the bat. And instead of saying, oh my gosh, are you okay? His reaction was to say, tell Meredith I said hello. And there's a picture of a clip from The Office with Meredith with her bag on the head with a bat, which if you're a The Office fan, you know what I'm talking about. So the nurse came back finally to give me the first shot. And she said, I'd like you to meet our tech. So I said, okay, nice to meet you. And he said, I just want you to know, I've been following your campaign and I'm so excited to meet you. And he said, when I saw your name written on the board, I thought, no, it can't be her. And so he said he wanted to come meet me. And of course, yes, he was young. We've got so many young followers, which is awesome. And then before I left, I told the nurse, I said, not to be too presumptuous, but would he like a selfie with me? Because I'm sure that hospital rules are that he can't ask me. And she said, oh, I'm sure he would love a selfie. He was actually kind of nervous to meet you. So she tracked him down and I took a selfie with him, bandage and all. And it was just so exciting.
I didn't get my card until
It was 16, right? Oh, 15?
my card at 15.
Okay.
I was out with the movement in 07.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a while too. Well, the first meeting I ever went to was in Dallas in '79, and I mentioned this at the gala in Orlando, but it was at this really fancy house and everybody was all dressed nice, and it was outside, but it was so fancy. And my husband and I thought, geez, I guess you need to have a lot of money to join the Libertarian Party. And so I thought, after I finish school, I'll have enough money to join the Libertarian Party. I think I probably went to the only wealthy neighborhood party meeting ever held, because South Carolina, we met in more modest houses.
I almost burned the party down with this light switch here. Goes to this light, and we had put boxes here. I didn't put the boxes there, but they were there, and I switched on the light, and we had a fire. So
I'm glad the building's still standing.
it still stands.
Well, just the building. The party's too strong. Can't burn down the party.